I want you to actually check something while I tell you this story because there's a real chance the answer involves a device sitting in your living room right now. I'm Allie Diamond, and this is your weekly cybersecurity news roundup, ThreatWire. Somewhere between 1 and 2 million homes have a device, a smart TV, a streaming box, or a cheap router that's been quietly renting out their internet connection to total strangers. And whatever those strangers do with it, the bill legally and technically comes back to the house. The network, called NetNut, is also known by its bot name Papa. Google's threat intelligence group says it's one of the biggest residential proxy networks out there. At least 2 million devices were a part of it and infected. Many of them were smart TVs and other streaming boxes. Papa gets onto the devices by either being pre-installed or as an app offering to pay for unused bandwidth. The issue is that NetNut sells that access. So when someone routes an attack through that connection, it doesn't look suspicious to the sites or services on the other end. It looks like you. Researchers at Spur and Nokia Deepfield and others have already tied NetNut-infected devices to Mirai botnet variants and to Badbox 2.0. And in a single week last month, Google counted 316 separate threat groups using NetNut to hide their location and run password spray attacks on real targets. The issue is that NetNut isn't a threat actor operation running out of a back room. It traces back to a publicly traded company, Alerium Technologies. Alerium's response was to call the research demonstrably inaccurate and insist the whole thing is consensual bandwidth sharing. Researchers checked the apps actually distributing the software. They looked into more than 20 of them, and not once did one show a user a consent screen. So technically, users could not opt into something nobody ever asked them about. How did Google actually shut down the apps? First, it shut down the Google accounts and services that NetNut was using to run the command and control servers. In addition, Google enabled the Play Protect feature to automatically detect and disable any app carrying NetNut's code. We believe our coordinated actions have caused significant degradation to NetNut's proxy network and its business operations, reducing the available pool of devices for the proxy operator by millions. If I were you, I would double check to see if you are part of this network. Last year, on July 1st, 2025, Cloudflare introduced the idea of being able to block AI crawlers. This resulted in the introduction of pay-per-crawl. When a website returns an actual HTTP 402 payment required status code, a crawler would either have to pay the listed price or get nothing in return. How does the charging actually happen? On July 1st, 2026, Cloudflare announced the monetization gateway. This is Cloudflare's expansion of pay-per-crawl. What's interesting is the lack of distinction between crawlers. So there was no difference between training bots and search result bots. If you block training, it seems like you're also blocking indexing from search engines like Google, but maybe you interpreted different, so let me know down below. The actual payment of these bots is done through crypto. Quote, it will provide a single control plane to manage payment policies and access controls across your applications. Is this finally a legit use of crypto? I know there's going to be a lot of comments about this, so I cannot wait to read them. By the way, did you know that Hack5 released a new product? It's called the SharkJack display. SharkJack, now with a display, and it's got a cool translucent retro hardware vibe. BSides news. A new kind of macOS info stealer is being observed in the wild. It's called Pam Stealer and disguises itself as the open source clipboard manager, Mackie. OpenAI released GPT 5.6, which is apparently really good at security. Anthropic also made Mythos public via Fable 5, but it's still limited in its capacity to actually do anything. A new malware family called RustDuck is being seen in the wild. It takes over routers, IP cameras, Android devices, and servers with the end goal of being used in a DDoS attack. The US feds are offering up to 10 million USD for information about a Russian state cyber group that has compromised Signal and WhatsApp accounts of reporters and US government employees. If you have any info, go get that bread. It's been a while since we've touched base on threat actors besides Team PCP. So let's update on the current convictions of members of Scattered Spider, specifically one member. In April, a 19-year-old dual US Estonian citizen named Peter Stokes, who goes by the monikers Bouquet, Spencer, and Jordan, was extradited from Finland to the US in order to face federal hacking charges. He's been in custody in Chicago since then. Since it's been a while since I've talked about Scattered Spider, just a reminder that they've hacked MGM, Caesars, Riot Games, DoorDash, Reddit, MailChimp, Twilio, and more. According to court documents, Stokes has been linked to at least 4 different Scattered Spider breaches. Thank you so much for watching ThreatWire for the week of July 6th, 2025. If you enjoyed this show, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video with people you think who need to know more about cybersecurity. I need to apologize for getting last week's episode late and being a little bit late on this week's episode. I was supposed to be in San Francisco, didn't end up happening, got really tumultuous. Now we're here. ThreatWire is still going on. DEF CON is coming up, and I would love to know if there are any events that you are looking forward to. So let me know in the comments what events I should be checking out. And if you have any cool events you think I should go to, feel free to DM me on my Instagram at endingwithally. And you should definitely go follow me there. As I said, I'm personally trying to get to 100K by the end of the year. We're still at 33K. So I would really appreciate if you went and go check me out over there. If you enjoyed the show, please don't forget to thank you so much for watching. And remember, good luck, have fun, and don't get caught.